Don't you think it's about time for a podcast for Christian entrepreneurs to share the good news of Christ through their business, testimonies, and faith? We do, and that's why we're here. This is the Millionaire Faith, the testimony of an entrepreneur. We'll talk to entrepreneurs from all over and learn from their obstacles, setbacks, and challenges. Get inspired by how they overcame. Let's do this. This is Millionaire Faith, the testimony of an entrepreneur, with your host, daughter of Christ, mom, wife, and serial entrepreneur, the Queen of Vision. The Queen of Vision. Here's Dr. Sylvia Jones.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Millionaire Faith, the testimony of an entrepreneur. With myself, Dr. Sylvia Jones, the Queen of Vision. And we are blessed to have a special guest here today, Dr. Jackie Davis. Dr. Davis is an outstanding optometrist. She is the original owner of the practice that I currently own, Divine Family Eyecare. She is a professor, author, and mentor. Dr. Davis was the first African-American woman to graduate from the Ohio State College of Optometry. People, we are in the midst of a legend. So much as a business owner and optometrist. To celebrate a life well lived, she is here to share her story and testimony. With no further ado, Dr. Jackie Davis.
All right. Well, I started, basically, Dr. Portia Bell and I did not live far away from Crossroads. I lived over in Framingham. And my son went to the doctor at Urban Pediatrics. And so I was already familiar with the location. But Portia and I were looking for some place to start our practice. And every time I'd go over to Urban Pediatrics, I'd kind of look around and think, this could be, that possibly could work. And so I got an attorney, Thelma Price. She helped me to put together a business practice, a business plan, and laid it all out as far as what we were hoping for and what we were projecting. Took it to a bank, and they denied it. No, they didn't deny it. I think I was asking for like $50,000. That was a lot of money. And they came back and said, well, we'll give you $25,000. And I thought, well, that's not really going to do it. And well, you could buy this and use everything. And that just wasn't what my vision was. So I took that business practice, went home and thought about it. And I took it to a different bank, and they gave me the whole $50,000 that I needed. And that was how I got started.
Wow, that's awesome. So tell me about what year did you get started at the plaza?
Okay. I got started in 1987.
Okay.
A year and a half old when we opened. Yeah.
Good. What were some of your biggest challenges to getting started?
Okay. I would say probably just getting the time to let word of mouth get around to people. I think probably the biggest challenge is letting people know that we were there. And so when we got started, I know I tried to do a little bit of all kinds of different kinds of marketing. I tried sending coupons out to people that lived in the area. I tried putting shopping cart advertisements. And I tried just a little bit of anything that would come along. But what seemed to really work well for us was when Dr. Williams and Dr. Bell and Urban Pediatrics and myself, the four practices, got together and we pooled our money and we did a commercial. It was a cable commercial. And that, I think, was very effective in getting people to realize that we were there and we were established. But I think after that, I think probably radio commercials was the most effective for me.
Okay, wow.
We did.
So that was the next question was, how was the plaza helpful? So I guess it was helpful in that standpoint, because you could kind of use piggyback off of each other.
That's right. That's right. We absolutely did, and it was a great working relationship with all of us, and as well as the Learning Resource Center. I mean, we had a lot of people coming over, a lot of parents bringing their kids in, and so it was a nice working relationship. Yeah.
Wow. Yes. Tell us a little bit about just how you grew up, and how did you see Black businesses when you were growing up?
Well, I grew up in Springfield, Ohio, small town, and there weren't a lot of Black businesses. But I will say that my uncle had a small funeral home in Springfield, and so I watched him, and it was kind of a family business. A lot of my family members helped out in the funeral home. So I kind of had an idea of what having a business might be like, but there weren't a lot of Black businesses in Springfield. But nevertheless, and I certainly had never seen a Black optometrist ever before. But I knew that optometry was something that I wanted to pursue. It wasn't until I came to Columbus, was in optometry school, that was the first time I met a Black optometrist, and that was Dr. Clayton Hicks. And so he certainly became one of my mentors. But I think it's just basically you make up your mind that this is what you want to do, and then you can find a way to make it happen.
Tell me about what were some of your biggest challenges during business?
I think for me, one of the biggest challenges was finding a way to find that good life balance. Trying to find a way to be able to with my kids and take care of them, and with my husband, and then, but at the same time, keeping the business going. I had a friend who once said that there is a vacuum at your door, and every time that you go out of the door of your office, the vacuum turns on and is trying to suck you back in. And so trying to find ways to turn that vacuum off, and to be home and not think about practice when you're at home, and when you're in the office, try to think so much about what's happening at home.
Yes. That can be a challenge.
You would know that.
I would know that. Today's episode was sponsored by Violet Eyewear. Go over to violeteyewear.com and get yourself a pair of God's glasses so that you can see yourself the way that God sees you. Also, feel great knowing that for every pair you buy, one is donated to a homeless person in need. Now back to today's episode. What would you say was your biggest accomplishment?
I would say that working with patients and seeing children, and then seeing their parents, then maybe seeing their grandparents, and then watching these kids grow up and coming back and bringing their kids in. Just the fact that I was able to be there for 22 years and actually, really watch and have an impact on folks, and hopefully help maintain good vision for their lifetime, and just being able to be involved in the community.
So this is a question about you. So how did owning a business change you as a person?
That's a great question. And I think that I am not a real extrovert, not by nature. And I think that being in practice and having a business, I think you have to become more of an extrovert. You have to get out there, you have to get yourself known, you have to just do everything that needs to be done. And so I think that having a practice made me kind of step outside of myself and make sure that things were getting done the way I wanted them to be done, and to become a better person.
Yeah, amazing. This is our final question. What advice do you have for others who have an idea or a vision, but they do not know how to get started?
Okay. I think that, and it was for me also, I sat down with a pen and paper and wrote down what my vision was. What did I think I wanted my future to look like, and wrote it down. And then I put pros and cons. And I think that that's important to make it plain for yourself, for you to see it, and then to surround yourself with people who have dreams, not necessarily the same dreams that you have, but people who have dreams and people who have goals. And because if you don't have a goal, you're not going anywhere. And if you have a goal and you have it plain in front of you, with prayer and with support, you can do all things. And so I firmly believe that. And I've been on this earth for 65 years, and it's still true that with God's help, you can do anything.
That is amazing. And and so what you just said, the reason why we're interviewing is because you exemplify millionaire faith. And I don't even think you know this, but what millionaire faith means is that with God, your success is possible. Absolutely. So that is amazing that you are a living, walking testimony of that. That if you do believe in him, then your success is possible. So I just want to thank you. I thank you, Dr. Davis, from the bottom of my heart. From the bottom of my heart, because you have been such an inspiration to me. It's one thing when you don't have, just however you grow up, you may not have, parents who were optometrists and all that good stuff. Some people do, but a lot of us don't. But it's almost like you stepped in and you provided that role for me to kind of walk behind you. So I just so appreciate you, and I just love you. Okay.
I want to say, for on camera or whatever, I am so proud of you. You have just taken my practice and blew it up. And I am so proud of you and your family and you and your husband, and you're just doing it. You're doing it the right way.
Thank you so much. And that means a lot to me. I have tried to make you proud.
And you have succeeded.
So thank you once again. I will let you know when all of this is airing and what's happening when the mural is getting done. I'll be in contact with you. But that was an awesome interview. And I think that a lot of people will learn from you through it.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thanks for listening to Millionaire Faith, the testimony of an entrepreneur. It's our passion to create a space for Christian entrepreneurs so we can hear the good news of Christ through business, testimony, and faith. We hope you enjoyed the show. We know we had fun. Make sure to like, rate, and review, and we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, hit the website at millionairefaith.com, the Facebook group at Millionaire Faith VIP, and on Instagram and Facebook at Millionaire Faith. And we'll see you next time.